In football, there are ordinary defeats. There are pain. Coming is going to be very difficult. That was exactly what happened to Iraq against Senegal. Anyone who only looks at the final score will simply say, Senegal won 5-0. A convincing victory. End of story. But the truth is, what happened on the pitch was much bigger than just 5 goals. It was everything. Before we get into the details of the match, it's important to remember the situation both teams were in. They both entered the game with hope still alive. Senegal needed to win. And not just win, but win by a large margin. Then they had to wait for the other results to see if they could qualify as one of the best third-placed teams. As for Iraq, they knew the task would be difficult, but the dream was still alive. Any positive result could have kept their hopes alive. That's why this was a decisive match for both teams. Interestingly, this was also the first official meeting in history between Iraq and Senegal. The first time the two national teams had ever faced each other in an official competition. The first time fans got to witness this clash on the biggest stage. Unfortunately for Iraq, the start couldn't have been much worse, because the worst thing that can happen to any team in a must-win match is losing a player early, and that's exists. Imagine having to play almost the entire match with only 10. Of Teranga knew their opponents had been dealt a huge blow, and they wanted to finish the game as quickly as possible. As the minutes passed, the Senegalese siege intensified, and if we look at the statistics after the match, the level of dominance becomes obvious. Senegal finished with 69% possession. Iraq had just 31%. In other words, Senegal had the ball for more than twice as long as Iraq. As for passing, Senegal completed 574 passes. Iraq managed just 271. Senegal also finished with an impressive 89% passing accuracy. Iraq, by comparison, recorded only 70%. Those numbers tell you exactly how the match unfolded. The game was played entirely at Senegal's tempo. Senegal controlled the ball, Senegal dictated the pace, and Senegal kept attacking. Iraq, meanwhile, was simply trying to survive, trying to close down the spaces, trying to prevent the situation from turning into a disaster. But with every passing minute, the task became even more difficult. And if we look at the shots, the story becomes even clearer. Senegal attempted an incredible 30 shots. 30 shots. That's a staggering number. The kind of figure you rarely see at a World Cup. 12 of those efforts were on target. In contrast, Iraq managed just 6 shots. Only one of them tested the goalkeeper. That means Senegal produced nearly 5 times as many attempts as Iraq. That statistic alone tells the whole story. Because when you register 30 shots, you're not just dominating the game, you're completely pinning your opponent back. It felt as though the entire match was being played in one half of the pitch. With the relentless pressure, the goals began to arrive. First came the opener, then the second, then the third. Each goal chipped away at Iraq's resistance, playing with 10 men against a physically enormous amount of energy. As the clock ticked on, the spaces grew larger, the defensive lines became more stretched, and Senegal took full advantage of every opportunity. Amid all of this, Ismaila Sarr stepped into the spotlight, one of Senegal's biggest stars, a player who entered the match hoping to make history. And he did exactly that. He found the back of the net. But this wasn't just another goal. That strike made Ismaila Sarr Senegal's all-time leading scorer in FIFA World Cup history, a special moment for any player, because there's a difference between simply scoring a goal and writing your name into your nation's football history. That's exactly what Sarr accomplished. As for Pape Gueye, he had a special night of his own. He scored twice, and he was one of Senegal's most dangerous players throughout the match. Every time he touched the ball, you could feel that another chance was coming, and you could sense the Iraqi defense struggling to cope. But he wasn't the only one. Iliman Ndiaye also got his name on the score sheet. Gradually, the match transformed from a comfortable victory into a rout, and from a rout into one of the biggest wins of the tournament. In truth, what hurt Iraq even more than the scoreline itself was that they never had the chance to play the way they had planned. The early red card destroyed a huge part of their game plan. It took away their balance and turned the match into a battle for survival. But even surviving was almost impossible, because Senegal were at their very best. They had one clear objective: to score as many goals as possible. That's why they didn't settle for 1 goal or 2, not even 3. They kept pressing, they kept attacking, and they kept searching for more. That dominance was also reflected in the corner kick statistics. Senegal earned 12 corners. Iraq managed just 3. The pressure never stopped, from the opening whistle to the very last minute. Almost every Senegalese attack ended with a shot, a dangerous cross, or a clear scoring opportunity. There's another important point to make. Many people might look at the scoreline and assume Senegal was simply facing a weak opponent. But that's not the reality. Iraq are a respectable team with quality players. However, when you're reduced to 10 men so early in a match of this level, the challenge becomes incredibly difficult, especially against a physically powerful and lightning-fast side like Senegal. That's why the red card was the true turning point. It was the moment that changed everything, the moment that opened the door to the collapse. As for Senegal, they produced one of their finest performances in recent years, not just because of the scoreline, but because of their mentality, their determination, and their relentless desire to keep scoring. The team knew that goal difference could prove decisive in the race to qualify as one of the best third-placed teams. That's why every goal mattered, every chance mattered, every single minute mattered, and in the end, there could hardly have been a better outcome than a 5-0 victory. Even more importantly for Senegal, the win entered the history books. It stands as one of the biggest victories ever recorded by an African nation in FIFA World Cup history, a result that Senegalese fans can be truly proud of, especially considering the enormous pressure the team faced before kickoff. They needed a statement performance, and they delivered exactly that. As for Iraq, it was a painful night, a night that began with hope and ended with elimination, a night that started with a dream and finished with a harsh reality. But in football, not every tournament ends in success, and not every journey finishes the way you hope it will. Sometimes, the toughest lessons are the ones that teach you the most. Then came the final whistle. Senegal 5, Iraq 0. A huge victory, a historic victory, a victory that kept Senegal's hopes alive, and one that added another memorable chapter to the nation's football history. As for Iraq, the World Cup journey came to an end, but it ended under extremely difficult circumstances. And while Senegal were outstanding as a team from start to finish, Ismaila Sarr was the standout performer. He was simply brilliant. He finished the match with a goal and an assist, while his movement all over the pitch constantly caused problems for Iraq's defense. He also earned the highest player rating among both teams. The Crystal Palace star truly announced himself on the World Cup stage, delivering impressive performances throughout all 3 group stage matches. In the end, people will remember that Senegal won 5-0. But those who actually watched the match will know the story was about much more than the final score. It was the opportunity for survival and grabbed it with both hands. The story of Ismaila Sarr writing his name into history, and the story of an Iraqi side that fought to resist, but was ultimately overwhelmed by the circumstances. It began as a match filled with hope. Then it became a shock. Then it turned into a Senegalese siege. Then it became a festival of goals. And in the end, one team walked away still clinging to its dream of qualification. The other left the tournament behind. But one thing is certain, the people of Senegal will not forget this night anytime soon. It was a night of goals, a night of records, a night of their biggest triumph, and above all, a night that restored hope once again.